Okay, cryosphere. Since we are in the limbo land of just in front of the melt season, it's a good time for going through some of the basics, as well as the core nature of the crime being perpetrated upon us. In this plot, first you have the data source and reference up here. Deniers who say I have no reference, this is your reference. I repeat, this is your reference. Next three words tell you what this is: annual average volume. The annual volume is now at 13.3 thousand cubic kilometers and lowest ever. This means a full 365-day average sea ice volume has never been this low in a satellite record since 1979. You can download the volume data yourself and try to prove me wrong, but it's not wrong. Pyoma's volume figure is likely too high, at 1500 higher compared to JAXA annual volume. That puts us way down here or already at 11.8 thousand. But even Pyoma's volume from the University of Washington got to its lowest ever in the past month, at the end of January 2017. You can see we'll likely go below 13,000 in March, and probably even 12,000 before the end of summer. We go down here because it's the annual volume, not because ice has been melting all through winter. At the current collapse rate, we will have winter blue ocean by December 2020. 2020 is here and bigger because of the latest estimate. 2021 is far more likely based on all the other estimates from the app. The most likely decade of all for winter blue ocean is next decade, 2020s. So 2020 is here, and winter ice will only disappear by 2020 if we leave the green trend line entirely. Most likely we will go above the trend at least one more time, giving us a few more years before losing all sea ice all through the year. Tomorrow I'm off to the theater to see Hamlet, and I think that's an excellent opportunity to summarize the nature of the vast and epic crime that is being perpetrated upon us, upon humanity. In the play, King Hamlet is murdered by his brother Claudius, and Prince Hamlet gets wind of this rotten shadow play and declares that something is rotten in the state of Denmark. In our all too real world, scientific truth has been murdered by Big Oil, taking over the United Nations climate panel and pretending we have 200 years before the final farewell to ice, while in reality we lose all ice within a couple of decades, along with human civilization. We didn't just get a new ruler for our society, as in ancient Denmark, but a ruler who decided to end society altogether, end civilization in just a few years. So we, the concerned citizens of the world, have cracked the case open already. We know the perpetrator of the crime, we know the motive, sell oil, we know how it was done. Big Oil had their own climate scientists back in the 70s and 80s who figured out just how big or vast a problem climate change was. That their product was very actually deadly. They of course kept these reports to themselves, not wanting to risk future profits. We don't know at the time whether the IPCC was conceived as a big oil fraud from the get-go, but we know it developed into one. Today the panel pretends we have all the time in the world, or at least 200 years, to stop Arctic sea ice from going away entirely, and for thousands of years when it's finally gone. Sea ice volume expert Professor Peter Wadhams is our real-world scientific truth, or King Hamlet, And if not murdered, he has been sidelined and silenced by the UN climate panel, which he fittingly calls criminally complacent with the industrialists. So, what sort of crime are we looking at here? Is it a small crime? Perhaps a medium-sized crime? Or even a big crime? Is killing a billion people a big crime? Maybe even multiple billion? Well, after pondering this a bit, I found that it must be the biggest crime in all of history. I certainly can't think of any crime murdering more people than the big oil crime. Now, in Shakespeare's play, Prince Hamlet starts plotting some form of revenge over his father, the king's killer. But that sort of thing only happens in fiction, right? Over the week, I've read concerned questions from our friends down in the Netherlands, wondering how much the ocean will really heat up when the Arctic is free of sea ice for months on end, and what all this added heat, warmer and warmer for each year, will do to the Antarctic ice sheet and the Greenland ice, stressing their city lies 7 meters under the ocean. Gert says he knows current sea level rise is only measured in millimeters, soon to be centimeters per year. But where is the end of it? Truth is, there is no end of it. Not in 2100, not ever. It doesn't get better, only worse. And we will lose everything. Everything. And even ourselves and the ones we love the most. That is the kind of crime we are looking at here. To all my Dutch friends, you can't stay. IPCC is big oil, and they fooled you big time. But it means you can't stay. Bye!